2-0 winners over Perth in their most recent game. So the Cove finding their voice, ready to watch that silverware lifted a little later on. And they are delighted to see that man back. The man with the mullets, Ryan Grant, back after missing the previous 3 games. The other fullback, Michael Zullo, also returns after flip-flopping with young Joel King. Alex Wilkinson, the captain, was rested for the first time in years last week. He's back in the heart of defence, and Anthony Caceres is part of the midfield mix. With Paolo Retre not risked today, he's on 7 yellow cards, so another yellow card today would have led to a ban in game 1 of the finals. Just the second meeting between these two clubs. The first was won by Sydney FC 2-0 in Geelong. A long time ago now, back in round 8. Adam Fondre scored 2 goals that day. And he's in the Golden Boot mix, of course. On 19 goals, 1 behind Jamie McLaren, who has 1 game left on Wednesday. Berisha hasn't given up yet. He's been begging Mark Rudan to keep on starting games, and he's a hat-trick behind J-Mac. There are those 2 star strikers ready to strut their stuff here at Leichhardt Oval. Berisha has scored 7 in 6. Sydney FC as a team have scored 7 in 7. Shows how well Western United are going and how many goals they are creating. 11 wins in their maiden A-League campaign, and they kick things off through Berisha. So many entertaining games involving Western United of late, Robbie Slater, and this one should be another one against Sydney FC, keen to prove a point before finals.
Yeah, it sets it up nicely, and not surprising that the 2 he's rested are the wing backs. Of course, you know, they defend and attack, so that's the most taxing position in this system.
And the fresh legs of Parias created the turnover. Now Lustica cutting it back, and it's cut out by Wilkinson. So the team in green and black right on the front foot early on. Diamanti trying the back heel. Ninkovic in the road. What about those 2 superstars in the same vicinity early on? Could be a major part of how this game is won or lost today. The performances of Sydney FC's number 10 and Western United's number 23. Here's Burgess. Made his debut as a teenager with Sydney FC and then was let go by the club in 2016. Now becoming a star of the competition. 6 goals in his past 7 games. Kurto in game number 50. Wilkinson won the header. Johan trying to shield it away. They're looking sharp, the visitors. And Lustica in behind. Well found by Parias. Steve Lustica cutting one back. Burgess looking to tee up teammates. Pasquale out towards Cavallo. Burgess, lovely turn inside, linking up with Diamanti, tried to bounce it back. And Sydney FC on the back foot.
A really good start from a team in form, and Lustica making already 2 good runs deep from midfield down that right-hand side, and could have the ball across the face of box there and elected to try and pick out Max Burgess on the cut back, and he did that, but Burgess was closed down, the opportunity gone.
Coughed up by Durante, who then knocked over Ninkovic, and a better ball there, and Fondre was through one-on-one with Kurto.
Yeah, referee played advantage, and that was the right decision, and they just didn't get it right. That was a big chance for Sydney, and that pass was overhit to Fondre from Barbarouses.
Tamoki Imai. Durante had to be quick to get there ahead of Fondre. Sydney FC trying to find their groove. And Ryan Grant lost out to Cavallo.
Yeah, and that's the big in for Sydney FC. Ryan Grant back. They've lost so much on that right-hand side with him missing his energy, enthusiasm, and of course a fair dose of quality as well.
Yeah, it's been Retray and Van der Sar debutising in that position in the past 3 games. This young Oscar Dillon started 5 games in a row midway through the season, and we haven't seen him since. No Culver, no Uscock today. Uscock actually been playing in that Pasquale position in recent games. There's a look at the live ladder. Sydney FC 10 points clear at the top, with a point being credited right now, and Western United 1 more point today would guarantee that Adelaide United can head home. At the moment they're staying in Sydney, hoping for an 8-0 job against Western United in their final 2 games, which isn't going to happen, but you just never know. Two former championship winners with Sydney FC in the inaugural A-League season, head-to-head in the respective technical areas. Steve Corica scored the winner that day. Mark Redan helped keep a clean sheet, and he was known as the Big Blue Man, doing wonderful things in his first 2 years as an A-League coach. Took Wellington to the finals last year and has this start-up club on track for finals football in a week's time. Pasquale. Punching went out to Parias. Great athlete. Who's played up top off the bench on a number of occasions. Now Berisha trying to spin his way past McGowan. Just couldn't control it, but he's keen for goals today. Scored his first ever A-League goal against Sydney FC. A long time ago now. Now he's up to equal 3rd all-time for National League goals in Australia. Durante v Barbarouses, and the veteran one out again. Bratton. From Johan, and Ninkovic tried to nick it around Durante.
Yeah, if you look at the creative players, and I think you were right when you said Ninkovic and Diamanti. I'd also put Bomyahan and Max Burgess as well. Which players that foursome can create the chances for their side today.
Oh, brilliant link up from Balmjohan with Grant, and now Barbarouses in behind, looking for Grant all the way across to Zullo with a rare right foot strike, and he couldn't quite keep it down.
Yeah, he took it on, and he had to. The cutback. There's Barbarouses in behind, he's onside. Comes back and he's looking for Ryan Grant there, overhit it. Zullo takes it on first time, and not a bad connection with his right foot, but just hit it on the up.
Crowd of around 2,000 in here this evening. Adam Peacock, how is that atmosphere?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Speedy, the Cove, we can hear clearly, and good to see so many families, as always, enjoying the football. Good time slot as well, late afternoon. Pitch is fantastic, given all the rain that we've had this week, in particular in Sydney. Not a lot of traffic here at Leichhardt as opposed to a Cogra or a Bankwest, but yeah, it's in superb nick. And just on Bessart Berisha as well, he's claiming that he's got one more than he actually does. He's still not giving up on the fact that James Donachie scored an own goal for Melbourne victory back in round 4 in that famous win for Western United. So he's still trying to get one more up on that list you mentioned. Yeah,
good luck, Bess. He's trying to claim that even if he didn't get a touch on it, his pressure on Donachie deserved to put him in the goal scorers charts. Here's Diamanti, and gave it a real whack. Couldn't keep it down.
I think it just bobbles as he hits it. So he hits it on the half volley. Look at the turn of speed there. Let's have a look here. No, he's just got right underneath it. And the outside on it as well.
What about his couple of chips against the Wanderers about a week ago now? 5-3 success across town at Cogra. Andrew Redmayne will be making sure he's on his line when Diamanti is on the edge of the area. Socceroos shot stopper. McGowan has started every game this season. Alex Wilkinson had until being rested from the Brisbane Roar encounter. Berisha's got a rest recently as well. He's feeling the effects of that challenge from Imai. Nibble from behind.
Yeah, that kind of ball, defenders love that, don't they? Giving him a touch up, a straight ball, nowhere to go. Barbarouses, but drew the foul.
Moving okay. The Kiwi gets a nutmeg on Imai, who had Lustica for backup. Movement from Ninkovic, well found by Zullo. Now the left back can deliver, driven in at pace, and Ryan Grant got there. Terrific effort to get on the end of things, but very difficult to get a header on target.
Yeah, a lot of pace on that. Zullo's hitting that one with the laces and over Fondre, who tries to in vain get something on it. And Ryan Grant, you look at Cavallo there, and he goes right over the top of him. The defender's position was enough to put him off.
Scored a miracle goal in that box here at Leichhardt against Wellington very early in the campaign. Ninkovic v Diamanti once more. Ramgoan flicked it through the legs of Pasquale. No one on the other side for Sydney FC. It's where Burgess and Berisha can be dangerous. He was upended after he got rid of the pass there, Burgess. Referee said advantage, and it might just accrue for Berisha. Burgess back to his feet and involved again. Playing with such confidence. Here's Maxi Burgess. Maria's first time ball missed the mark, and Diamanti is letting him know about it.
When Ninkovic drops in that hole, he's going with it, allowing Ninkovic to get the ball and able to face forward.
Poked away from behind by Lustica. Look at the numbers here for Western United. Berisha looking to tee up Burgess. Max Burgess, and kept out by Redmayne.
Didn't get across him, but it's a really good move. 3-on-2. He had Lustica. I thought might have been a slightly better option. Lustica not only wins the ball, but he gets on his bike. You see that? I think he just had a little bit more space, Lustica, but Burgess still good enough to get his shot, although it was a little bit hurried and straight at Redmayne.
Straight to Fondre. Chance to open up the pitch now. Caceres saw that opportunity, but Zullo checked back via Wilkinson.
Not sure why he went back there, Zullo. Yeah, plenty of space in front of him.
Bratton, clever turn, and now the width is being provided by Zullo, but he didn't assess the bounce too well that time. Maybe this is why Zullo didn't push on. He's gone down here. As we take a look at the Alex Tobin medal points, the best on pitch performance by Luke Bratton, and Diamanti could take them to the top. But it's a real worry, Michael Zullo here, staying down, and Joel King's ready to replace him.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't go forward.
had his issues with soft tissue injuries throughout the campaign. It's been a frustrating one for the veteran. Just wonder if he'll feature come finals time. Didn't jump for that. May have done the damage before that, as Robbie Slater identified, when he didn't push on with his previous opportunity. A little unsettling for the champions and premiers, Sydney FC, to lose such an experienced player to injury early on. Joel King's been getting a lot of game time though. Mark Fondre will look for Barbarouses. Little deflection on the way through, favoured Durante in the end.
Yeah, only the one. Barbarouses in the box. Nice little turn from Fondre, who found himself in a bit of space for the first time.
Two wins out of two so far this season at this venue for Sydney FC. Back to Milos Ninkovic. 1-2s all over the place with Barbarouses. In the end, it's a tame finish straight to Philip Kurto.
Oh, brilliant feet from both players. Little 1-2s, Milos Ninkovic and Barbarouses, and just couldn't get the right finish. Barbarouses had their best chance, and certainly best combination through the middle.
That talk of combination play, and that will delight Steve Corica. Here's another combination, and Grant wasn't sure how he could pick out a teammate in the middle. Fondre was looking for a cut back.
And Joel King, you see him here. He sort of tries to go. That's the chance before, but I think the one that Ryan Grant goes right across the face. Not sure if he was actually shooting there, Ryan Grant. Said Fondre was looking for the cutback, but I think that option was not on.
Steve Corica saying during the week it's human nature to take the foot off the pedal, but we desperately want to win before the finals. Won the grand final in Perth over a year ago now, of course. Hoping to be part of the action on August 30. When this year's grand final takes place at Bankwest Stadium. Burgess double teamed, one back by Pasquale. Burgess dropped the shoulder on Grant, and Western United looked to spring into action again. The ball just bending to the advantage of McGowan and away from Cavallo. I don't think Cavallo will turn to Diamanti and give him some criticism for the pass, though, like Diamanti did a moment ago for young Parias. Now Lustica to Cavallo. The 7th A-League appearance for Josh Cavallo, the 20-year-old, second start. Between the lines, Diamanti. Here's Burgess. Did have Parias, eventually goes to him. Stumble just cost him possession in the end. Burgess keen to win it back. Earns his team the throw. Burgess, brilliant. All left foot. Shake as though he was going to cross on the right for a moment. Back to Diamanti. Bending it. And Redmayne confident in his angles. Didn't bother diving.
No, but it missed by that much. Brilliant work from Max Burgess. 3 Sydney FC defenders around him. Watch this. Manages to keep it. Little turn there. Can't get the crossing, so he comes back and finds Diamanti, who's trying to work it onto that left foot as he does, and it's coming back, but not enough. And Redmayne, as you said, fairly confident that ball was going wide.
Berisha's a bit indecisive between pass and control, and gifted it back. Lustica really on top of the ground today, finding space and making things happen. Here he is again, somehow controlling that return ball from Diamanti. Third expansion club to play finals in their first season, it appears, after the Wanderers and Gold Coast United. Here's Parias right by King, and the cutback again picked off by Wilkinson.
Well, he just burned King off, didn't he? Backed himself and had too much pace. And Sydney FC rightly positioned in the 6-yard box, get it away.
I think it's a shame we haven't seen more and more starts from Dylan Parias throughout his young career so far. He was limited to opportunities at Melbourne City, and he's been a bench player with Western United as well, but got so much pace. Imai delivers. Vallo will pick up the second ball. Teammates waiting on the edge of the area, and the shot from Pasquale has too much elevation.
Plenty of room, plenty of time, but slices it. Sails over the crossbar. Another promising attack from Western United.
They really were struggling from late December through to the end of February. 6 points out of 24 for Western United, but since then, 15 out of 18. And here they come again. Lovely play, Berisha. Diamanti, and the shot again took a deflection, and there's a tap-in. Bessart Berisha got there. The hunger for goals on full display. Don't give up on him in the race for the golden boots. Diamanti, fabulous again.
Well, he won't get a more simple goal, but Diamanti, well, he's already had a couple of tries, and they give him room again. They allow him to get back onto this left foot. Sydney FC near the halfway line, turn it over. Berisha, who pulled off into the gap. That's a super ball out to Diamanti. And watch this, quick feet. Shifts it, shoots, deceives Redmayne. Not sure if it got a touch off a Sydney FC defender there. He gets one arm, but can't push it up over the crossbar. And Berisha gets a tap in.
Definite deflection off King caused the dramas for Redmayne, who did well to react and keep out a goal-bound shot anyway. Some players might have thought, I'll let that bounce through and give it to Diamanti, but not this guy. Berisha finished off the job, and if he didn't finish off the job, then maybe Sydney FC can scramble a clearance away. You'd love to have a predator in your team like that. And he is outright third now, clear of John Kosmina for all-time National League goals, 134. And it all began against this opponent, October 15, 2011. Across town at the Sydney Football Stadium. Caceres, Sydney FC looking to hit back. Durante keeps them at bay. Grant is offside before the little pullback by Cavallo. Western United, their form continues as they look to play party poopers today. Mark Rudan building a special challenge ahead of these finals. Is there a better attacking unit to watch right now than this one?
Not at the moment. It's so good going forward.
Parias. Back to Diamanti. Bent to the back post, and Grant had to concede the corner.
Again, that left foot of Diamanti causing all sorts of problems.
A-League games now for Berisha, 134 goals, 18 this season. Diamanti to deliver. Berisha waits in the middle. He'll track this one down. Sydney FC chasing shadows. Imai, great strength, got rid of Bratton. Tamaki Imai will use Lustica shortly. Eventually, and he sold him a little short. So he did all the hard work and then hesitated.
They should have played him in. Lustica was away. Just too sharp at the moment, too strong. Strength from Imai. He's been a good pickup, hasn't he?
Started every game since his A-League debut in round 19. A Japanese defender who can play as one of those three central defenders or move out to the wing-back role if required. He's been dynamic in both of those positions since the resumption. Sydney FC winless in their past 4 games and playing catch-up here. Down Johan, almost found Fondre. Ninkovic blocked off by his opposite number. And Fondre goes down, trying to milk a penalty. Ninkovic, and blockers in the road. Tamaki Imai.
Twice. Ninkovic with a glimpse of goal and 2 terrific blocks from Western United.
Steve Corica is being calmed down by Chris Beef. He feels his team should have a penalty there. Diamanti looking at Redmayne off his line. Oh, crossbar! He nearly chipped him from 50 metres away for one of the all-time great A-League goals. Alessandro Diamanti, never leave us. There's a hush around the ground, Robbie, as everyone gets to grips with what just happened.
Well, Redmayne very relieved to see it hit the crossbar. But what about, you know, the execution as well, but the awareness, nearly perfect. And Berisha was coming down on this, and he's lucky it's gone straight up in the air, and Redmayne was able to claim it, but just brilliant from Diamanti. And since this Cobbett break has been in superb touch.
We've all seen the old crossbar challenge with the shots from halfway. Unfortunately, that time around we wanted to dip under the crossbar. How exciting is this team going to be to watch in cutthroat finals? Playing with such belief. Durante lost out to Ninkovic, who poked it quickly to Barbarouses, who didn't need to go backwards, needed to go sideways or forwards, and cost them a chance, cost the Barbarouses. Lost out, and then he manhandled Caceres, an argument for a booking, but the advantage accrued anyway. And now Baum Johan into the area. And Fondre flicking it back towards Ryan Grant. Sydney FC have had some nearly moments, but for the time being at least, Western United keeping a clean sheet. Here goes Ryan Grant. Fondre. Blocked off by Durante. It's not quite happening for them in that penalty box.
No, Great defending from Diamanti, aware of that run of Fondre and then just too strong, allowing Fondre to get to that ball. But little burst from Ryan Grant.
There'll be no clean sheets in 7 games heading into the finals for Sydney FC.
It's the goal. Berisha, he dropped off in between the lines there. Feeds Diamanti, shifts with deflection. Redmayne, as you said, did well to stop initially, and Berisha, as a good striker does, sniffing, gets a tap in.
I think everyone was writing him off as a Golden Boot contender about 2 weeks ago, but he always believed he could mount a challenge. Burgess letting it roll onto his left. Another shot that goes too high. And Alex Wilkinson getting checked on now. They've already lost Zullo to injury today.
Diamanti was looking for that back post and just punches this into Burgess and shifts it. Had to take it very quickly.
He's looking ginger. Turned 36 a couple of days ago, Alex Wilkinson. And Alex King, the referee, checked on his welfare once that ball went out of play. Their final will be a week and a half away, Sydney FC. Barbarouses across the face and cut out by Dylan. Baum-Johan was sniffing a goal at the back post.
Well, they're taking up the right position, so they defend. Not only can they attack, they're defending very well as well. Barbarouses in behind, sliding it across, and plenty of bodies there for Western United.
Robbie Stanton came a long way down, the assistant coach, to tell Baum-Johan what kind of delivery he wants here. You can see him there at the bottom of the screen. Robbie Stanton. Back post delivery. McGowan all over the top of his opponent, and the follow-up shot sails over the crossbar. Just the 1 goal so far this season for Ryan McGowan, and it came on opening night against Adelaide United. Here's King, joined us late. He's come on for Michael Zullo. And for more on that, let's get down to Adam Peacock.
Yeah, it's a tight hamstring apparently for Michael Zullo. He's had no luck, as you mentioned, when he went off injured. He's barely got a run of games this season, unfortunately. He had calf issues, and then he had nerve problems around that calf. That was a real mystery about getting back. Finally has got back, and now his hammy's not held up. So he's still in the sheds, and that's really unfortunate for Michael Zullo. Just on Dylan Parias down this right side, he's getting all kinds of coaching, really, really handy as well. Diamanti on the pitch, Rudin and his coaches off the pitch. It's really helping him because he's finding a lot of space.
Now Caceres and Ninkovic won't quite get there. Actually, he did. The assistant on the far side said there's no goal kick. He's 20 years of age, Dylan Parias. We've seen him since he was a 16-year-old. What about that sense of adventure from Diamanti across his own penalty box? And it worked out Western United, nearly for Burgess.
That's awareness as well. He was free on that left-hand side. With a little look before the throw was taken, he'd already made his mind up with that pass. He's putting on a bit of a show. Diamanti. Again.
Lovely little lift from Bratton. Likewise, Ninkovic caught by Pasquale. And referee says, let's bring it back for a free kick this time.
It's too far, you would think, for a shot at goal, and one of those difficult positions because it's very central. Bratton might fancy it.
Pretty still night as well. Not like we've got a howling breeze like we saw the other night at Cogra. So they grab a few metres, and Luke Bratton nearly bent it in. Kurto was worried. So a nice little variation there to close the gap a little.
Well, he earns an extra couple of yards playing the ball forward. Hit it really well. I think he's got Kurto beaten if that's on target. Fortunately for him, it's not. Too much bend.
In the Sydney FC midfield, missing Paolo Retre tonight. Brandon O'Neill, he departed. His last game was that round 8 win over Western United. There is Retre, full of voice in the stands. Interesting to see which way Corica goes when Retre is available week 1 of the finals. There is a starter or a bench player. Here's Burgess. Lustica. Back to Max. Lustica again. Quick feet. Past Ryan Grant, and Ryan McGowan there to put it out for the corner.
He's had a good first half, Lustica. In combination with Max Burgess. He's so confident on the ball these days. Little 1-2 here. And I think it might be a little nutmeg here as he threads that one through. Gets past Ryan Grant, but McGowan was there.
Diamanti to deliver. Play by King. Cavallo lifts it, and Redmayne worried about that one too. It was bound for the crossbar perhaps. He took no chances.
Yeah, it's a miss-hit cross, and as you said, Redmayne backpedaling. Took no chances with this.
Probably going over with barely a graze on that crossbar. He's got such a reach, Redders. Wingspan of about 2.10 metres by the looks. Diamanti. Delivery deep. And there's options there. Ryan Grant felt he had to deal with it as well. It's another corner. 3 in quick succession. In no hurry to get over there and take it. Four of the 5 corners so far going the way of Western United. Numbers committed to the box now as Pasquale gets into that 6-yard box. Diamanti driven in low to Burgess, who they'd left alone, and Diamanti expected a better finish.
Yeah, difficult one to hit that one. Cummins bounced into his one, but they just left him alone, and Diamanti picked him out. Said to Max Burgess, "You good enough?" He scoops it up and over the bar.
Hoping to get to 50 goals for the season tonight, but stuck on 48 still. Bit going on in midfield. Referee letting things roll, and Burgess took it away. Diamanti immediately looking for options. Had that one closed off. Lustica. Parias. Bratton came across, may have been caught by the studs of Dylan Parias. A little proppy too. one win in their past 7 for Sydney FC. As it stands, that'll extend to 1 win in 8. Still plenty of time to turn it around, though. And they get a corner out of this.
And unlike Western United, Sydney's attacks, they get into promising areas, good situations, and you can't end up with a strike on target.
And the variation, Grant drives it across. King able to find Bratton. Tried to lift it towards Grant, who made the run in behind. Last touch off Diamanti. He's being harassed by a couple of Sydney FC opponents. Now Balmjohan. Ninkovic, lovely return ball, and Balmjohan a little indecisive.
Well, they worked well, good little combination again. Into a great area, good situation, they don't make the most of it. Balmjohan with 1-2 perfect weight from Ninkovic, and not sure if he's trying to shoot there or toe poke it or trying to find the Fondre.
Plenty of assists from Balmjohan in his time down under, but not too many goals, 4 so far. And that corner is picked off by Kurto. Burgess v King. Risky ball here because Balmjohan's still in the vicinity. Almost to a man. You look at the way Western United covered the ground when they launch attacks compared to Sydney FC. There's a difference in the energy levels, but the technicians for Sydney FC now working it out. Caceres! Oh, what a save from Philip Kurto! The reigning goalkeeper of the year in the A-League got down so sharply.
Well, not only did he get down, but it looks like it's nearly beyond him before he gets a touch. Good run from Caceres, drives through the middle. What a save that is. It's behind him, that ball, and he gets a palm to it and a strong one to push it away.
He and Burgess both following Mark Rudan across from Wellington. Balmjohan at pace, headed clear. Grant has options, fires it in, and Kurto keeps it out again with good strong hands. Balmjohan around the corner for Barbarouses, and that struck a hand right in front of the referee, they say. No VAR, of course, until at least the finals. Grant, and going well wide.
Yeah, probably had a better option. Not as good as his last strike. And 2 saves from Kurto. The second one you expect him to. The first one was top draw. A better little period of pressure there for Sydney FC. Probably their best period in this first half. Strikes from Caceres and Ryan Grant, bringing saves from Kurto.
Struck the hand of Dylan Parias in a natural position, though. Alex King waving off any appeals. Kurto's 50th A-League game, and he's added to his highlight reel. Pasquale kept it low, and look at all the numbers. Diamanti, a cry of pain as he went down. Sydney FC claiming there was nothing in it.
He's looking for that crossfield pass, and it was cut off, and tries to come back and drag it back, and there is contact there.
Lustica had a really good first half. Clever ball inside for Burgess. Links up with Diamanti. The 2 lefties are a joy to watch. And now playing it through. That ball was never on from Cavallo. Again, just getting a foot in to break things up and keep it in the attacking third for Western United. Burgess pointing where he wants it. He's onside. It's back in the end to Pasquale. Now Diamanti almost able to play his man through. Lustica was in a good position. Sydney FC swiftly the other way. Berisha. Other side is the cry from Steve Corica, and Caceres responds in kind. Ninkovic couldn't change direction, the pass a little behind. Diamanti saw it a little too late that time. Cavallo was offside when the pass came. Completed more through balls than any other player this season, comfortably. Alessandro Diamanti. Their chances, Sydney FC. Intricate combination play. They find a breakthrough before half-time. Durante saw what was coming. Grant kept it alive though. Bam-Johan. Back by Pasquale. There might be a counter on here. Burgess ahead of Parias. Berisha right through the middle. Look at Parias make up the ground here. And he's played in by Burgess across the face, so very nearly. King got back in time.
Well, Parias plays that one correctly. They're 3-on-1 at the back. And Sydney FC, you're right, they've had their moments, but Western United have been the dominant team in this first half. Sydney FC struggling to find form. It's continued here in this first half. There's been glimpses.
Western United will have to win 2 games to play on grand final day. Sydney FC only have to win 1. But which team looks more likely to play on grand final day?
Well, in the first half, in the form, it's Western United, but there's still a long way to go in this game.
A couple of minutes being added on. The injury and substitution of Michael Zullo. So the length of time taken for a few of those corner kicks. Alex King was gesturing that he was adding that time on. Right through the middle, McGowan trying to make something happen in stoppage time, and they get a corner out of it. Look how eager he is to have this corner taken right in front of the Cove. With the near post run. Bam-Johan looking deeper than that, and Kurto with a confident claim ahead of Fondre. Gives Burgess one to chase. Good foot race, and nudged Bratton off the ball illegally. And then he kicked the ball away, and Max goes into the book. And Burgess has to watch his step now. The yellow card is after the whistle. He then kicked the ball away. That should just about do us. Referee checks his watch. Have to get it into the area in a hurry here via King. It's out of there by the goal scorer, Besart Berisha. Once again, his goal separates 2 teams heading into the break. He's 134th in his A-League career, the greatest ever goal scorer in this competition. Philip Kurto spectacular to keep a clean sheet for now and frustrate Sydney FC. At the break, it's the Sky Blues 0, Western United 1. Besart Berisha making the difference again. Bit going on. Max Burgess talking it over with the referee as they head down the tunnel. Adam Fondre starved of opportunity so far. This was the only goal. Berisha there to pounce after Diamanti's shot was deflected. All smiles for Western United as they look to play party poopers on Premier's plate lifting night for Sydney FC. Stay with us. All the highlights right after this.
Yep.
Bit of team there.
Woof.
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 Are you a mini-room participant? Are you a football participant or parent? Do you support a Hyundai A-League club? Well, this is your chance to show us your passion and win. With the return of the Hyundai A-League, we want you to show your support from around the grounds. There are plenty of ways to get creative. Show us how you're supporting your Hyundai A-League team. You can show us your photos or videos of watching on the TV on the couch, supporting your club by wearing your colours to school or work, singing and chanting for your
Welcome back. Beautiful night for football at Leichhardt Oval, and it's Western United, the side that has got themselves a final spot pretty much guaranteed. Well, they want to go on with it and finish as high as they can. They're going the right way about it, especially that man right there. Despite that shot, Alessandro Diamanti putting on, well, not so much a clinic, but he's putting on a little bit of a show, and Sydney FC have to come up with some answers at half-time. Adam Peacock alongside Robbie Slater to chat about things, and Robbie, that's some good stuff from Western United.
Yeah, no, we're talking in the commentary about, Ninkovic, Bumyahan, Burgess, Diamanti, which out of those four were going to, be the dominant force in this game. And just answered the question. It's been Diamanti and Max Burgess who have been much more potent than Ninkovic and Bumyahan, who we've seen glimpses, but Sydney FC really struggling to find some rhythm.
Let's have a look at the goal, and it was some good work by Diamanti to start with, but it comes off another turnover, and they break, and they use the width of the pitch to break in numbers.
Transition, they allow Berisha to drop off in between the lines. He's a decent ball out to Diamanti, but he makes this. There's a big deflection, and Berisha, who just didn't admire his pass out to Diamanti, he follows in, as a good striker does, and gets a tap in.
Yeah, another one for the season, mentioned in commentary with Speedy as well, that he's up to third on the all-time scorers list. He reckons she should be a little higher because
he's not going to get that.
He's not going to get that, but he still is in with a shout of winning the Golden Boot.
But that one as well, and Alex Wilkinson has been such a terrific player for Sydney FC. He's been outstanding, but to allow Diamanti, I mean, it's easier said than done, to get onto his left foot to get that strike off. If he shows him the line, that goal doesn't happen.
Happened a few times, actually, that Sydney FC defenders were just that half a step off, allowing Diamanti and also Burgess, who likes to get on his left, to cut inside. Do you reckon they're worried because of the the pace that's coming down the other side, the blind side, if you like, with
yeah, but you've got to let
Perez.
that go, because the most dangerous is when they come inside.
Yep.
So you've got to say, okay, if Perez is coming down that right-hand side or Cavallo on the other side, you've got to let them have it, because that's the least dangerous position.
Let's have a look at Diamanti and what he has been able to do in that first half. There you go. He's on the left and he feels that opponent. That was an earlier one, but the special one's coming up when he.
Well, that was just before this one. That was this one where you see Wilkinson allowing him to come back onto his left foot, but this was, I mean, that was breathtaking. Yeah. The whole of Leichhardt just held its breath. I held my breath. I'm going, is this going in?
And it had that buzz around the ground after something you can't quite believe you've seen.
Yeah.
For the next 30 seconds, everyone was like, did I just see that?
Yeah, and it's not only the awareness to do that, but it's to have the technique to pull it off.
Sydney, overall, what's not quite clicking in your opinion?
Well, lots of things, and I think in the middle of the park, Bratton and Caceres have been dominated by their opponents. Particularly Lustica has been excellent.
Yeah.
Pasquale's been the one that's sat mostly, but we've seen glimpses, little combinations like these, very nearly's, what ifs, and it's been that last ball or the second last ball which has let them down. But you know, like I said, we've seen glimpses of it, fits and starts, but at times they just haven't found. They can't seem to find that cutting edge in the front third.
It's not an overall pattern, if you like, in the history of the last 4 or 5 years where they've been so successful, Sydney FC, but sometimes against the back three, what a save that was, and we'll touch on that in a moment, but sometimes against the back three, they seem to have a few issues in being able to play through the way that they want to play. Is that fair?
Yeah, look, it's fair, and you know, it does sometimes nullify the effect of the two fullbacks, which is very important for Sydney FC when they play that narrow system with Ninkovic and Beaumont tucking inside and allowing the fullbacks to go. When they've got two wing-backs and they do their job properly, it becomes a lot more difficult. Also outnumbered, I think, Bratton and Caceres in the middle of the park at times, and yeah, they just haven't found the answer to that yet.
That said, it did have to produce a world-class save from Philippe Kurto. Just touching on that one again, that every time you look at it, it's as good as the Diamanti hitting the crossbar.
Well, it's actually behind him, and somehow he manages to get his right hand and get a strong hand to it. Look at it, that's behind him. I mean, it's all, you know, the pace on that ball, that's top draw save from Kurto.
So Western United, what do they need to adjust, if anything? Because we saw them in the second half against Perth Glory, and fair enough, they had something to protect, and that's a spot in the finals on that occasion. Now that they've got that, do they defend like they did in that second half, which basically was the whole half almost was in their final third?
Yeah, look, I think they'll continue on the way, and if it's up to Berisha, they won't be defending. He'll be waving them on. Attack. But yeah, look, I think, you know, as usual, you've got to stay concentrated. You've got to respect Sydney. You always got to respect them, because at any point, you know, they can produce something with Barbarouses. Fondre we haven't seen too much of, but Ninkovic and Beaumont can create. So, you know, they have to respect Sydney, and Sydney need to go up a level, I feel.
Tell you who's cheering at the moment, Adelaide United. They get to go home if this result holds.
Yeah, good point.
It'd have to be a fair turnaround. We are told that they're going to go home on Monday regardless of the result, unless Sydney score 9 goals in the second half, which on evidence is pretty unlikely. Robbie, thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Back up the stairs for the second half. We're off to a quick break here around the country, wherever you're watching. We're enjoying this one, Western United. How can you not enjoy watching Alessandro Diamanti do some of the things that he's done in this first half? But the Premiers, can they respond? They're going to lift a trophy regardless at the end of tonight. They're going to have smiles on their faces. Find out after the break.
Thank you for your support tonight. We hope to see you again when we're back in action for the semi-final.
Yeah.
Check your club emails for all the information.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Speedy. Hello, mate.
Coach. Kenny, coach.
Oh, there you are.
Kenny.
You're a little bit low level, actually.
Kenny, coach.
And I've got to say the PA's crap, so we need to wind it up.
Hello, Kenny.
Keep talking, Speedy.
Kenny,
Talk.
can you hear me? Kenny coach joins us. Kenny the coach.
Okay.
Steve Corica joins us.
Hey, Bruce. So if the PA shuts up, it's fine, mate. But it's really loud. If they don't shut up when they come down, we're in trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be reminded that all patrons need to remain seated at all times during the match.
Well, they are the hottest team in the land heading into the A-League finals. A chance to make it 6 wins out of 7. Besar Berisha, right place, right time again. For his 18th goal of the campaign, Alessandro Diamanti in devastating form as well. Heading into the business end of the season. Can Berisha get to 20 for the campaign? He's gone past Cozzy. John Cosmina relegated to 4th on the all-time National League goal-scoring charts. Berisha within touching distance of Rod Rocket Brown as well in 2nd. Sydney FC's coach, Steve Corica, good enough to join us. What do you want to see from your team in the second half?
I'd like a goal. I think that's very simple. I think we created a lot of chances in that first half, but yeah, we've got to take our chances when we have them.
And you're worried, you've lost Zullo to injury. Alex Wilkinson looked a little proppy at times. You don't want to lose anyone, obviously, tonight.
Yeah, well, of course not, but I think Zullo, I'm not too sure. I haven't really spoken to him. It might be his hamstring, I think. But I think Wilkes is fine, so everyone else is all good.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Sydney FC looking to turn this one around in the second half and take momentum into the finals. Philip Kurto, it's some inspired saves in that first 45. Can Sydney FC find the back of the net? Western United so far in their first season, 9 wins out of 9 when leading at the break. Can you see that changing, Robbie Slater?
Well, going on the first half, look, you talked about Kurto and that one fantastic save in particular. Yeah, they've still got work to do, so Sydney are going to try and find some momentum here, and it's going to be a good test. Should be a good second half. It'll be interesting to see. We saw against Perth, Western United did sit a lot deeper in the second half and defended their lead.
Peeling wide, Fondre in some effort to drag that out of the sky. 50-yard pass from Luke Bratton. Closing in on 200 A-League games. Western United still one game to go after tonight. They'll be back in action against Melbourne City midweek. So Mark Rudan will probably ring a few more changes for that game. And then cutthroat football next weekend. The finals begins Saturday and Sunday. And the grand final the Sunday after that. Johan, Bratton, and now Ninkovic. Showed too much to him, right?
And you see they're so wary of Ninkovic getting in that pocket and having time, and Imai just stepping out of his centre half and pushing into that space to deny Ninkovic.
Around the corner from Ninkovic to Caceres. It's the combination that opened Western United up for that shot from this man. Barbarousis bouncing it back to McGowan. Showed his frustration with a foray late in that first half, trying to make something happen. Kept alive by Pasquale. Carvalho stopped by McGowan. Pasquale on the follow-up. And there's players down for both teams, but it's play on for Baumjohann. Bit of space to exploit as a result. And he was looking far post, but that angle was closed off by Berisha.
This looked like a foul from Bratton. And I think Bratton might have had... I think he does that because I think he thought he was fouled just before, and Alex King let both go, and Baumjohann just in two minds there whether to go on his own or slide of the cross, and in the end he was squeezed out of it.
The 10th corner in the game taken by Baumjohann. Fondre flashing across. Burgess, brilliant ball out there on here, over the top, Diamanti, and Western United surging. Look at the numbers back for Sydney FC, there aren't too many. Now Lustica. And took on the shot when a cutback might have been handy.
Well, credit that challenge as well. Lustica in open space. He worked it well, Diamante off. Berisha can't get there. Caceres tracking back, sensed that danger, and went all the way with Lustica. Another good transition from Western United.
What about the defensive transition from Sydney FC? Was that alarming from their perspective, the lack of numbers getting back? Or it just is what it is from a corner routine?
Well, from the corner, you've got to credit Caceres for that track back as well.
Pasquale hooking it up for Dylan to clear. Sydney FC fans who've gathered tonight, socially distanced in the stands, hoping for a goal to cheer here as Grant pulls it back to Fondre, and he's offside here.
No, it's just sloppy.
Third most wins as Sydney FC's coach, one behind Vidislav Levitska and Steve Corica. There's a few masks around. Not too many though. And all the thoughts of Western United with those back in Victoria, battling through lockdown. Dylan Parias, born in Western Melbourne, he knows what this club is all about. He's holding back Caceres here, and he's working his way into the book.
He did it twice. He got away with it the first time, played the advantage, and Parias does it again.
filling the boots of Josh Risdon tonight. Dylan Perez. So we don't have that matchup with the Socceroos right backs. Ryan Grant v Josh Risdon. There's another corner. That counter is mounting in favour of Sydney FC. They look like scoring from the corner there. Rolled short for Bratton to whip it in. And the header is in. There is the equaliser. And Adam Lafondre, the second Sydney FC striker ever to 20 goals in a season. He's joint top of the Golden Boot race with Jamie McLaren, who has company now. And Steve Corica does have a goal for his team.
Well, he's the one that wins the corner, pulling out to the right-hand side. Terrific ball from Bratton. Whip and tail, and he's just too strong for Imai. He probably won't be too happy with his work because he's just allowed Lafondre to get, not only get him behind him, but he's misread the flight of the ball. It's a good header. Angled header, no one on the posts for Western United. And they've defended well their box tonight, but they didn't that time, and Lafondre gets a much-needed goal for Sydney FC.
And alphabetically on top of Jamie McLaren is Adam Alfie Lafondre. Says he's flattered by interest from Sunderland, the English club in the lower leagues now, back home, chasing a goal scorer of Adam Lafondre's calibre. Watch this space on that front, and they look for a quick fire double. They get a corner here off Durante.
In a better touch, Barbarouses, he knows it. A better first touch there, they're in. Good movement, and all of a sudden a bit of a spark. You've got a goal back. It'll be the same routine.
See a lot of teams go with this now, and it works pretty well, doesn't it, for Bratton to deliver again. Lafondre hunting back post. And out off Dylan, I fancy.
And that time, Imai got it right. Didn't misjudge the flight of that ball. Another wicked one from Bratton.
Now Nikovic. Back out towards King, and Durante was stretching. Barbarouses happy to let it go for another corner. This time Baumjohann will probably whip it in first time, but how hard is it to do what Bratton has done those last two times and have it on point with that delivery from a moving ball?
Well, that's something they'd practice on the training pitch over and over and over again. And as with anything in football, repetition is the key.
Practice makes perfect. Here's Baumjohann. Flicked on, and McGowan was being attended to. Up in the air from Barbarouses and out of there by Imai, and that's a foul. Lafondre says, I can't disappear.
Well,
he jumped all over me.
I don't see what Lafondre's done wrong there, really. And that lets the pressure off. Another good corner, near post corner, this one. As that ball's up in the air. He does turn his back slightly, but really I don't know what you want him to do.
Football's a contact sport, isn't it, Robert?
It certainly is.
Let's get back down to Adam.
Yeah, just seeing the replay of that goal and seeing how much time Sydney had to take that goal. Next time there was a corner, the Western United bench, including John Anastasiadis, came up and was yelling at Josh Cavallo. As soon as he touches it, closed down the ball. It just allowed so much time for that corner to be placed where it was. So see if they learn their lesson for the next few corners.
Yeah, the assistant coaches have that brief on where players that are to be set up, defending set pieces, also at the attacking end of things. There's Perez, back heel for Diamanti will come off. Caceres tracking the run of the Italian superstar. Now Perez through the legs of his opponent. Found Lustica. Diamanti, clever ball. Pasquale changes the angle, and the shot was goal bound, but Redmayne had his angle sorted.
A good little move. Combination of Diamanti always sees the right pass, doesn't he? He thought about swinging that one in and with his player central here. One touch. Gets his shot away.
Bratton took a pass that may have been intended for Barbarouses. The Fondre from the wide area out towards King, who will use Ninkovic. Back to Bratton. Sydney FC will freshen up their midfield soon. And Bratton, not sure what he saw there, gave it straight to an opponent.
That's the first bad thing he's done in his second half. Burgess was looking for Berisha on the far right-hand side.
Maybe Bratton's thoughts were elsewhere because his number is up. Withdrawn before the hour mark, and Chris Zavella, who made his comeback from a year out with an ACL injury recently, gets a good cameo here with no Retre, of course, amongst the substitutes. Bratton can rest up.
And he was super at the opening of this second half, Luke Bratton.
Desperate challenge from Durante. Otherwise, Ninkovic was setting sail for enemy territory. Barbarouses can do so now, but Imai scampered across in time. Throw in quickly taken. Grant has only Fondre to hit in the box. Tried to pick him out. And Diamanti is fouled. So Sydney FC have made 2 changes already. Only one more substitution window available to Steve Corica. He could make 3 subs during that one window. Western United still working out how to use their bench. Mark Rudan plotting that as we speak. Burgess keeps on moving here, found by Cavallo. Square ball is on. Sydney FC late to react. Eventually forced Diamanti away from goal. By Wilkinson. High boot. Tug of the shirt. It was all happening as Balmjohan tried to control that one. Western United peaked back. They have turned half-time leads into 3 points each and every time so far this season, but maybe Sydney FC can end that streak after finding the early equaliser in the second half.
Well, Sydney have definitely improved second half in respect to controlling the game. They're the ones controlling it at the moment.
Little 1-2 from Grant. Bends a brilliant ball for Barbarouses. And first touch allowed Imai in. Fans were about to rise again for that delicious pass around the corner from Ryan Grant.
And it started with the tightest of 1-2s. Just there, Balmjohan plays him in. First time he sees the run of Barbarouses. Just let him down that touch. Difficult one. He's had a lot of spin on it as well.
Lax from the back by Western United, gifting possession to Milos Ninkovic. King blocked off by Perius. Fondre back towards King. And the pass a long way off, finding Caceres. Had a few nearly moments cost the Barbarousas tonight. We saw recently that Trent Bahaja came in for him, started, impressed, teed up the Fondre for a goal. Is that a decision for Corica come finals? Which one starts? Or
I think that's a decision for every manager, you know, to look at form and what form the players are in.
So Mark Rudan going into protection mode for some of his stars here, including Alessandro Diamanti and Berisha.
Well, great performance from Diamanti, just over the hour. Absolutely superb. Berisha as dangerous as ever.
He looks thrilled about getting taken off with 1 goal to his name. And Durante as well. So the veterans put in cotton wool and some youngsters given their chance. Aaron Calver, the former Sydney FC man, handed the captain's armband. Stamatolopoulos still looking for his first A-League goal for Western United in his 9th appearance. Did score 4 goals as an Adelaide United player, of course. And young Luke Duzel, the 18-year-old. Big opportunity for him with half an hour to play in his 2nd A-League game. Breaks the way of Johan here. Fondre. Sydney FC's midfield a little late, pushing on in support. Back post, pick out, found Grant. Not sure whether he's going for goal or trying to tee up Barbarousas.
Well, if he was going for goal, he needed to hit it a lot harder than he did. Terrific ball, and that's the kind of run that Ryan Grant gives Sydney. It gives him an extra dimension, that run in behind from deep.
New look Western United, 11 right now. Might struggle for cohesion. Sydney FC might be able to capitalise. Look at all that space for Caceres. But Johan and Grant didn't spot him.
There's that ball, terrific ball. No, I think he's going for goal. Mind you, the shape of his hips there suggests he was trying to cut it back, but anyway, in the end it was neither.
Johan. Ball one high up the pitch again by Sydney FC. Durante's been such a rock at the back for Western United. When he went off the other night against the Wanderers, that's when Western Sydney launched that comeback. And the Warrior, once again on 400 National League games, is off now. So Calver, the leader at the back, applauding the work of Dylan there.
Well, they're getting closer down this right-hand side, getting in at will now. And it's just about finding that last ball.
Leaving Ryan Grant all alone here on the edge of the 6-yard box. Johan tried to drop it on his head for a flick on. Caceres, who delivered that pass for Grant a moment ago inside the area. Johan and Grant, lovely little 1-2 again. Back post, is going to elude Ninkovic.
Well, great lead-up play, another 1-2. It's a real combination, that Ryan Grant and Bomyahan. And again, it's the final ball into the box.
Gazelle kept on moving. Oh, accidental little scrape on McGowan's mush, perhaps, from Luke Gazelle. McGowan was on the deck, and there was a coming together here.
It's accidental. There's no doubt about that.
Hard to see whether it's the boots or just the backside of Gazelle that catches McGowan's head. Here's a look at the live ladder. Western United credited with a point right now would guarantee finals football. And Adelaide United could pack their bags, hop on the plane back to the city of churches if it stays like this. But if Sydney FC was to win this game, then Adelaide United would hang around and hope Melbourne City could beat Western United about 15-0 on Wednesday night. It is a little ridiculous that Adelaide United are still hanging around in the bubble. Here's Lustica and Duzel. Rare foray for Western United since the break. Burgess, their key man now in the attacking third. Trying to release Stamatolopoulos. For more on the Adelaide United situation, down to Adam.
Yeah, I understand, Speedy, that they've been told, regardless of the result, that they can go home on Monday, which is good news for Adelaide United as Calver nods away off Bom Johan now.
Into the area he goes, and it's cut out by Dylan again, and he's got his hands full. Stretched by Duzel. And Lustica. Stamatolopoulos. Dylan looking to spray the diagonal, and Korea's got on the end of things.
Yeah, went for the long ball. The better ball there was to Burgess. There were 2-on-1 out there.
Sarah surging. Rebounds kindly for Kurto. A few optimistic cries for a back pass off Tomoki Imai. Koreas wanted an early ball slid in behind. Burgess kept on rolling. Reverse ball was a nice idea, but Stamatolopoulos was never going to get on the end of it. Makes Burgess a wonderful player to watch with space to move. Redan plotting another change. Jerry Skoudaris is close to coming on. There's a big angle there for Cavallo to run onto. Early ball. Stamatolopoulos sliding in. So too was Wilkinson, who got the final touch.
Oh, terrific ball. Didn't they work that nicely? Cavallo with acres of space. And this is a really good ball in. First time. So difficult to defend, and Wilkinson does well in the end to not maybe even turn it into his own net. Best attack of the second half from Western United.
Breeze picking up a little as Burgess swings it in. Should be Redmayne's over the top of everyone. Minutes of the 90 remain. Can either team find a winner? Sydney FC looking for a morale booster. Otherwise, there'll be big question marks heading into the finals. They're one win away from hosting a grand final at Bankwest Stadium, of course, Wanderers territory. Grant, slick little move. He was held back by Duzel.
Well, he wasn't happy. He was looking for a bit of movement, and he had to protect that ball and did pretty well in the end. Not going to get out of it this time.
Savella really crashed in on Burgess. Eventually they worked it towards Stamatolopoulos, who ran into a roadblock. Burgess kept it alive somehow with brilliant skill. And Ninkovic just slowing things down, upending Pasquale. Time for that next change. Western United. And Max Burgess is also protected. Mark Rudan, after all his exertions of late. And Jerry Skidardis on. Plenty of new faces getting an opportunity to try and turn into heroes here for Western United in the closing stages. Sydney FC have got to be very hopeful of carving something out here against the inexperienced lineup in green and black.
Well, I think Bomyahan's been good in this second half. We haven't seen much of Ninkovic. So a quiet evening.
Here's Baumjohann across the face, and Calver well positioned.
And that's this right-hand side again. It's where Sydney's most of their joys come down this right-hand side, with Ryan Grant and Baumjohann again in a crossing position. And they defend it well. You see the movement in the box. Wasn't a lot. Straight runs from both the Fondre and Barbarouses.
Johan lifting it. Well wide of any teammates. Ninkovic stayed out of that challenge. Wary of a yellow card. Oh, there's a ball on here and hit with the laces. Getting away from Cavallo, unfortunately.
Yeah, better ball. They were in. There's two there. Lustica was there as well.
Get to stay with us after full time tonight. Sydney FC will be lifting the Premier's plate for a record 4th time. Ryan Grant, stunning surge, left Cavallo in his wake, forced away from goal. Ninkovic made a run in behind. Barbarouses to the byline, cuts it back, and King couldn't get a shot away. Just dinked it up in the air instead.
Oh, that was better. Looked much more likely, that kind of ball into the box from Barbarouses. And again, it's this right-hand side. It's the problem for Western United.
Plenty of space out here for Cavallo to go the other way. Arias wants it lifted deep. Oh, Redmayne able to read it comfortably. Cavallo passing from deep, perhaps a little tired, understandably. Rare start for him. Giselle kept it alive nicely. Pasquale, former victory man. Victory starlet, of course, before he headed to Ajax in Holland. Had to get his body right throughout this campaign. Battling osteitis pubis. Getting a good run of games lately. Rudan trying to get a message across to his team to make the pitch big here at Leichhardt. Calver, part of that grand final success for Sydney FC last season. The win on penalties against the Perth Glory. Lapped up all of those celebrations before joining his new club. Into error. West United look to go quickly again. Giselle, who's playing in behind Stamatolopoulos. What about that turn? Get away from Ninkovic. Dylan Parias. On the shot in the end from the acute angle. A few of his teammates in the middle a little frustrated by that choice.
He's shown good energy down that right-hand side, though. It's always been a good option for them. Just the wrong decision this time. Just made that half the other, sort of stabbed at it in the end. Bit of energy seems to have gone out of the game, and Sydney controlling it for the large parts of this second half. And they've had, again, some really good situations. They've been into great areas down this right-hand side.
Johan, brilliant. Grant let him down with the no-look pass behind Fondre.
Yeah, and he had space in front of him. Could have gone there, into that space.
Little nick off Johan, who goes to Barbarousis. Ninkovic into the area. Caceres lining up that top corner. And a lot of shots go over the bar tonight. By quite some distance.
Yeah, left the boot but rose very quickly. Gave it something, didn't he? But what a power, but underneath it.
Zavella upended. Sydney FC to get some more numbers forward. Gowan and Wilkinson staying back near halfway. United summons one last substitution. But tough to pull off from Fondre. Stamatolopoulos got the better of Zavella. He's one out at the moment, the number 9. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. Now Dizelle has joined him. Here's Parias across the face, and Stamatolopoulos was that close. Great scrapping by the man who gave the ball away, Zavella.
Great defending and a really good attack from Stamatolopoulos. Drives forward here, and we'll find Dizelle Parias with the overlapping run. So they overload Joel King there. There he goes. He'll go a little bit late, and this is a dangerous ball, and Zavella does well to get a foot in.
Didn't give the ball away. He was just beaten by.
No, he got done by his body. Yeah.
There's that match up again from the corner. There'll be some effort by Western United with a lot of second-choice players out there right now to win this game. But the youngsters look hungry, don't they, on the counter-attack? The likes of Dizelle and Stamatolopoulos trying to show the coach they're ready for finals action if called upon. I wonder how long Grant will play tonight, whether he'll get the 90 after his recent groin injury. Inside the final 10 minutes, and a couple of attacking options being prepared by Sydney FC. Bahaja and Ivanovic. Skadatis. Asking a lot of Parias, but he'll get there. Early ball in. Stamatolopoulos waiting, but McGowan able to prevent it getting through. Given away by Wilkinson. You don't see that too often. shift from him, up and down the wing.
Yeah, I think both have done well. Both wing backs that have enabled Connor Payne and Josh Houston to have a rest have done well this evening.
Calver taking the game on. Bounced away. Johan quickly to Fondre, isolated. Barbarouses to the German playmaker. Ninkovic, little flick to Zavella. Grant's been there all night. Ninkovic on the move. Squeezed it out to Barbarouses. No teammate on the end of that one. Fondre kept on running. Skadadas across. Took it away from King, the intended target. Given up by Skadadas though. Time for a couple of changes. Both teams ready to pull the trigger. Barbarouses is done for the evening. Hasn't quite happened for him in the attacking third tonight. And Johan also withdrawn. Rarely plays out the 90. The speed of Bahagia and the brilliance of young Ivanovic, who scored a terrific goal the other night before succumbing to cramp at half-time. This is his kind of time frame. 10 minutes or so off the bench for the youngster. And Cavallo did look tired after all that work down this near side in the second half, replaced by Arada-Kunde. Picks up Fondre immediately. Welcome to the game. A tangle between the substitute and Aaron Calver. Not too many gilt-edged chances in the last half hour or so since Sydney FC found the equaliser, but it can all turn down the stretch of an A-League game, as we know only too well. Who's looking more likely, Robert?
Take your pick at the moment, really. I think Sydney FC have controlled the game, as I said, large parts of the second half, but last 5 or 6 minutes, Western United have had some decent possession. No real chances. Maybe Western United, with that cross from Parias, Zullo covered very well, was probably the best chance we've seen in the last 15.
And depending where Western United finish up on the A-League ladder, if they win their first final, 3v6, 4v5, they could face Sydney FC in a week and a half's time in a final, a knockout final. Who would you be tipping for that encounter if they do square
much
off?
too early to tell. Much too early. So let's start tipping finals.
I thought you were a tipster by trade, Robbie. You're the tipster king. West United up to 5th right now. That could change in the next few minutes if Sydney FC can find a winner. United could leave with all 3 points, of course. Squarely forced backwards. Calver, heavy touch off the arm of Bahagia, and then Calver perhaps. Play goes on. Clever little turn away from Stamatolopoulos. And Parias keeps it alive, maintains his balance. Ball and all challenge from Caceres was a beauty. And Sydney FC might be away through Bahagia with all his pace to burn. Trent Bahagia tries to smash it in the top corner. He's done that before.
Yeah, he hesitated a couple of times. I'm thinking with his pace, just push the ball and try and get around Dylan. And Dylan just backing off. And he pulled up with cramp, and then he hesitated a couple of times. Saw a little bit of a gap and took it on. Here's that challenge from Caceres. Terrific challenge. Comes up away with the ball and enabled that chance for Berisha to happen.
And we chatted to Steve Corica at half-time. He wanted a goal before the game. He wanted a win. So he got his half-time wish. His team deliver that pre-game wish before the Premier's plate is lifted. It'll feel a whole lot better off the back of the late winner. Dylan just had a swig of pickle juice perhaps to deal with that cramp. Now ready to take the free kick. Calva charged down by Berisha. It breaks for Ninkovic. Sydney FC fans excited now, but Ninkovic outside of the boot pass was a long way off. Wilkinson just getting the step on Parias that time.
It just hasn't been his night, Ninkovic, has he? Has found it really hard to get into the game.
Good spell of possession for Western United. A point would guarantee finals football, make it mathematically impossible for the Adelaide United dream to linger. Playing keepings off against Sydney FC at Leichhardt. Eventually won back by King. Ninkovic went down after getting that pass away. Dizelle putting himself about again. Talking to from the referee for the teenager. Ivanovic. Did a lot of his damage on that left-hand side the other night. Operating on the right-hand side right now. Wilkinson. Found his mark in Berisha. Calva with some strong work. Good 50-50 between he and Zavella. Almost away if Lustiger's pass got over the top. It would have been 1-on-1, maybe 2-on-1. Western United as Parias was pushing on. Here he goes with that burst of speed again. Look at him go. Dylan Parias, the cutback. Lustiger, Western United go into the finals on a real high, don't they? They've upset Sydney FC tonight, played party poopers, and Steve Lustiger, with this inexperienced lineup, is on hand to make it 2-1.
And what a run from Parias down that right-hand side. Just so much speed. He burns two of them off. First one there's Joel King, and Zavella can't stay with him. The perfect cutback. Not an easy one to hit, but perfectly across Redmayne, no chance. And Lustiger, who was excellent, particularly in the first half. Hasn't been as prominent in the second half, but that's a really good finish to give Western United, you would think, all 3 points. And just Sydney FC entering a world of doubt.
Sydney FC have claimed so much silverware of late, but the hottest team in the land right now is Western United in their first season of existence. 6 wins out of 7, unless Sydney FC can snatch a point late. Suddenly that trophy lift is going to be a little flat here at Leichhardt. Ivanovic.
Well, what Mark Rudin will be so happy with is the contribution of the squad. Like you said, a lot of important players have come off the park and they've somehow found an extra gear That combination down the right-hand side. Berisha, absolutely superb.
You do wonder how an athlete like that has been unable to find a club to give him regular game time.
Well, it's not only an athlete, is it? He's
good footballer.
Produced quality.
Yeah.
The right ball, perfect cutback for Lustica.
He's looked like a great talent ever since we saw him first time as a 16-year-old, Dylan Berisha. Today, it's only his 21st A-League appearance, so many of those off the bench, of course. Scintillating turn of speed after bombing on down that right-hand side all night. He does that in the 90th minute. Rudan and Anastasiadis keeping his team honest here. Away by Lustica, back in by Zavella, and nearly out of the ground.
Well, like you said before, so many shots have gone way over this crossbar down this end of the ground here at Leichhardt Oval. And I think they're quite relieved to see someone from that kind of distance take the shot.
There's a few supporters of Western United here tonight on the hill, waving that flag proudly, rightly so. All those games at Geelong at the start of the season. Rudan building this club from the ground up. What a success story. Takes you back to the Western Sydney Wanderers under Tony Popovich in their first season, all the way to a grand final. Who says Western United can't do that themselves? Up to 5th with a bullet.
Well, it's just, they're the team that you'd like to not play at the moment.
Merchandise being sold by Western United, another good sign. Hopefully that stadium is still on the horizon in coming years, that boutique stadium in Tarneit. Time ticking away from Sydney FC. Winless in 5 games it'll be before their final in a week and a half's time. Bahaja. One last crack. Out comes Kurto, one of their heroes tonight. They're asking for the full-time whistle. Alex King adding on a few more seconds, surely. That full-time blast is imminent. McGowan is forward. He's saying lift it into the area for us. Into the mixer, he says. Ninkovic for King to deliver. And it eludes everyone in the middle. And Grant won't be getting around Stamatolopoulos. Used his body cleverly, then gifted it back. All hands on deck at the back for Western United to close this one out. And they've done it now. Congratulations, Western United, finalists in their first season. Mark Rudan, the former Big Blue man as a Sydney FC star in the early years of the A-League, has masterminded the upset here at Leichhardt. Full time, Western United 2, Sydney FC 1. Just one win in their past 8 games heading into the finals for Sydney FC. It is worrisome for them, but they're on a high, the fans of the team in green and black. What a performance. Gave up the lead with that early goal from Adam Fondre in the second half, and then fashion a winner in the 90th minute. What a performance, Robbie Slater.
Well, we won that game, sort of lost its energy around the 75th minute mark, and you wondered who can mount an attack of quality to snatch the game, and it was Western United. Sydney FC couldn't. They had their moments after their equaliser when they had a bit of joy down the right-hand side with Bumyahan and Ryan Grant getting into good positions, but I mean, full credit. They took all the star players off, and the ones who come on really did their club and their coach proud. And they are a team in red-hot form at the moment.